What up, y'all? Forward Fabo, man. BigBossFabo back with a video for the channel. We're doing a reaction to active self-protection. Wife turns robbers into hood ornaments to save husbands, man. And this is a reaction, y'all. For some reason, every time I do active self-protection, there's always some goofball or a clown in the comments. Whoa, you stole the video. It's a reaction, bro. I'm reacting to content, bro. This is a reaction channel. I'm not stealing. I ain't stealing no videos, bro. Calm down, okay? Just watch the content. If you don't want to watch it, active self-protection is right there for you to go to. Yeah. Always some dumbass in the comments. Oh, well, yeah. He turned the video. Shut up, bro. Shut up.
Today we get to see an enterprising woman go bowling for bad guys. Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I'm your host, John Correa.
And I'm your co-host, Neil Widener. Today's video comes out of Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Palm pepper spray is next generation.
Neil Widener. When they get homie on board, bro.
Recommended. He's just taken his wife for self-defense. Guy who's just gotten off his motorcycle here is just taken his wife to the car wash to pick up her car that was getting detailed, and then she's driving the car home and is a little ways behind him. Well, he saw this sedan in traffic that kind of took a look at him, and when he pulls up to his garage to go in, they decide they're going to take his stuff, and they point a gun at him. They want his cell phone, and they want his car.
Hold up, let's run that back, bro. These fools were just cruising through the neighborhood. They saw an easy lick. They said, what up?
For self-defense. Guy who's just gotten off his motorcycle here is just taken his wife to the car wash to pick up her car that was getting detailed, and then she's driving the car home and is a little ways behind him. Well, he saw this sedan in traffic that kind of took a look at him, and when he pulls up to his garage to go in, they decide they're going to take his stuff.
What's cracking?
They
what
point
up?
a gun at him. They want his cell phone, and they want his car. His wife sees what's going on with her newly washed car.
Damn.
And absolutely wrecks these guys. Pins one of them between that and her other car. The second guy runs off with a...
Whoa, homie got pinned.
Wife sees what's going on with her newly washed car and absolutely wrecks these guys. Pins one of them between that and her other car and want his...
She obliterated the bike though, man. Wifey, I just got a new bike. What are you doing?
His car. His wife sees what's going on with her newly washed car and absolutely wrecks these guys. Pins one of them between that and her other car. The second guy runs off with a limp. Well, our first guy is just absolutely stuck where he is. Our couple was unharmed. You can see they hit up not only the motorcycle, but their car that's newly washed and their second car as well. Thankfully, they weren't hurt. They took one of these guys into custody. The other one ran off and is still being sought. I think a lot of people underestimate the value of a car as a defensive tool, but man, super effective today.
Man, smoke them if you got them.
Said smoke them if
these
you
are the
got 'em.
kinds of like opportunity crimes, follow home robberies, that they're just looking for somebody that looks like, oh, this guy is an easy target.
I'm gonna
He
hit a
stopped
lick
right there at his garage. And so you got to recognize, man, your garage is a transitional space until you get inside it with the door closed.
Facts. There's so many robberies, hits we see that start from the garage, bro. People pull up the driveway, open the garage, they're taking their time, whether they're pulling in or they're stepping outside the vehicle to walk into their home through the garage. It's always an easy target because, I mean, obviously at that point, we got entry to the home. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm thinking like a robber, you opened your, and I'm following you through the whole neighborhood. You opened your garage door, so now we got entry and access. So as soon as you walk in, we're going to rush you. We're going to bum rush you. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, looking at this title, Wife Turns Robbers into Hood Ornaments. I guess it kind of makes sense now in terms of the hood of the car, but I thought she lit him up. I thought she had the strap. I thought she blew him down. That
So
was not the
paying
case.
attention is really of utmost importance.
I think it really is. You know, I mean, I don't know what day of the week this was. I'm sure that's in the news story, but let's just imagine this is a regular Saturday afternoon. And, you know, he doesn't expect that this is going to happen, but there are bad people driving around and looking for something to do. For whatever reason, they targeted him. And as soon as he gets off his bike to open that door, you know, you've got to turn your back. And I understand that you can't be 100% attentive all the time to 360 degrees, but you do need to be paying attention. And, you know, and it looks like these guys had been following him for a while. You know, they did surprise him by opening the door, you know, what is that, 30, 40 yards down the street, but they can close that gap pretty quick, and he didn't see it coming in time to do anything about it.
Now, I wonder if they were wearing the helmets when he saw them at the light. I wonder. If they were, obviously that's a huge red flag, right? Dude's inside a car. What are you doing? Some like GT racing here or whatever? They could have had him in their lap or down below, in the floorboards or whatever, so that may not have been it. But again, just being curious of your world. That's really weird. Well, I'm not going to let those guys follow me around, and when they follow me into my neighborhood, I'm not going home.
It just baffles me how oblivious people be sometimes to their surroundings. Folks that be walking on their cell phone like this. Oh, sorry. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Easy targets, because people think that they live in a happy-go-lucky world. It's all flowers and sunshine. I don't need to pay attention to my surroundings, and then you the easy target. I don't know. Some folks are just naturally brought up with instinct and, awareness. Like, honestly, when I'm out and about, I'm always just prepared. You know what I'm saying? That's a tough word to use because you can catch anybody off guard. Not everybody's fully prepared for anything. But I check my surroundings. I pay attention to what I'm doing, where I'm going, who's around me. I turn around and look. Like, who's following me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I do these things on a natural basis just in terms of being aware, bro. Like, I just don't get how some people is. Those folks that walk around this whole, walk around in life, walk around the world, just oblivious, that are the ones who become targets.
Now then, they show up, point guns at him, demand his phone and his keys to his moto. Listen, purposeful compliance is the way here, right? So remember, in armed robberies, about 25% of the time, if you're fully compliant, you'll be injured, right? That's what our statistics say. Now, of course, that means 75% of the time you won't, which is why we say look for opportunities to more quickly end the threat and less likely to be hurt. But also, this guy's in the middle of a fight, Neil, and this is why I say, well, you may have just, I'm just running the wife down to this thing real quick. But this is why I tell people in the U.S. here, carry your gun all the time because you don't get to pick the time when your fight happens.
We hear that on a pretty regular basis, John, is that, somebody's like, well, I was just running in the store for something real quick. I was just going to the corner.
That's all it takes sometimes. It takes a second, bro. All it takes. Oh, well, I just stepped outside to get the mail. Okay. That's a couple of seconds where somebody will pull up on you. Say, what's up? Where you from? What you got in your pockets?
And I've fallen victim to this myself. I'm like, I'm running out quick. I get in I get in my pickup and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I don't have my gun on. And I might be going to Walmart. Who knows what's going to happen there, right? So I think that's one of those things where sometimes we get a little complacent and we need to remind ourselves, listen, at least for us where we're able to defend ourselves. We need to have our tools with us. If we can carry them, we better have them with us.
Tool. Yeah, I got the toolie on me.
All the time. Now, the wife shows up. And she's in her newly washed and waxed car. And I think she's obviously quite a high responder. And so this is a great reminder for us to talk to our loved ones, to talk to our spouse, to talk to our grown kids about what would you do if you see this in those instances. And then that way our responses are planned and we know, listen, man, I'm just going to drive on by and call 911. It's not because I don't love you. It's because I don't know what to do. Or you see a high responder like this, and she decides, you ain't doing that to my husband. And,
Facts.
And hey, I think this is wife of the year kind of material here.
Facts.
Well,
it's just perfect place, perfect time. Baby girl is pulling down the block. Done shopping, just got her nails did, just got her hair did, and she sees hubby getting robbed, point blank. She gonna ruin the party, basically. Perfect timing, bruh. And, understand that they were armed. I'm kind of confused at the fact that nobody fired off any shots. I know the one guy got pinned in between two cars. He probably just he wasn't in the position to fire off any shots. But the dude that ran off, you would think that if you got hit by a car or somebody tried to run you over, you have a gun, you're not shooting at them at all. I'm confused. But then again, a lot of these guys, they just pump fake. They bluff. The weapon may or may have not been loaded. 2, he was pump faking the whole time. The weapon could have been loaded, but he's not about that life. So he's not letting off any shots, But I'm surprised.
One of those things where, she's like, listen, the only one that gets to hit him with a car is me. And so she's going to, but, it's just that whole thing. I think she had maybe had a mental rep at some point that said, listen, if something happens, I'm going to take action. And she did. And it looked to me like potentially they'd at least communicated about that. She had a way to get in there. She got the thing done. A deadly weapon with a gun is one thing. A car is also a deadly weapon. And typically, if you don't see the car coming, the car probably is going to win that scenario a lot more than the gun is. And man, she took her shot and got this thing over with pretty quick.
Yeah, so listen, if you're going to respond, right, you got to recognize if I'm going to drive the car in there, I got to watch out that I don't hurt my husband in the process, right? So you don't want collateral damage. Just like
did he get ran over, though?
So there's no different there. But she is going to decide to drive in there and say, you know what, I'm going to get both these guys. Now, recognize, in so doing, she's decided to wreck his motorcycle up. And you know what? You got to just live with those consequences. You got to decide, my husband's life is worth wrecking up the motorcycle.
Facts.
And using the car here, an incredibly useful self-defense tool. And listen, these guys are pointing a gun at him, so it's completely justified to use deadly force to stop them. Certainly in the U.S., I think even in Brazil, 100%. And to be willing to pay the cost of that, because otherwise my husband's life might be forfeit, I think we have to come to grips with.
Yeah, I think we do. And, so often we see, in a video where something bad is going on, where somebody's being robbed or beaten or stabbed or whatever, and the cars that are coming by a lot of times cars will stop and honk, like that's going to do something. And in this case, she chose to take action and put her car in the right place at that moment. So, I really think that, I got to just take my hat off to this lady. It takes a lot of courage to do that. She did it safely. I mean, she is barely missing her husband. Easily could have hit him, but she did the right thing at the right time and probably saved him from at least a severe beating, if not worse.
Yeah, and kudos to her, right? I mean, this is literally both.
It's crazy to me how
for bad guys, and she gets them.
How
both,
many
right?
crimes happen in Brazil?
I mean, just mad props to her for her willingness to get in there and go bowling for bad guys. Now, one of them is going to get away. Okay, fine, right? What's your goal? Your goal is to stop the threat. And I don't know which one it is, but that dude does.
Brazil be having crime after crime after crime, y'all. It's just nonstop out there. I don't know why, man. It's a savage place to be. A lot of beautiful things to Brazil, including beautiful women. But you might become a lick. You might become a target, man. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this one in the comment section below, man. Shout out Active Self-Protection, man. Good job, Korea. And his little co-host, man. Buddy new to the game. But with that being said, man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comment section below. Peace, love, prosperity. I do have an Active Self-Protection playlist, so go and check them videos out, man. We'll see y'all in the next one. We out.